Good morning, students. We have already started the second chapter of civics, the Indian Parliament, and we have completed Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, functions of Parliament, formulation of law, amendments to the Constitution. We will continue with Speaker of Lok Sabha. In the very first meeting after the elections of Lok Sabha, the members of Lok Sabha elect a speaker and a deputy speaker. Lok Sabha functions under the guidance and control of the speaker. Among these elected members, one is elected as a speaker and another as a deputy speaker. And all the functions of Lok Sabha are conducted under the guidance of speaker and deputy speaker. It is something like, they are head of the house. And most of the functions, debate on different bills, question answer sessions, maintaining discipline and decorum in the house, every aspect of sessions of parliament are under speaker and deputy speaker. Lok Sabha represents the citizens and the speaker represents the Lok Sabha. Lok Sabha generally represent the entire population of the country, and speaker is representative of Lok Sabha. This is where his importance is very much. After getting elected as speaker, she has to conduct the business of the house in an unbiased manner. Business of house means discussions, debates, bills, problems in the house. He has to be unbiased. Why? Because in Parliament House, the ruling party and opposition party both sit together. On one side ruling sits and on the other side opposition sits. And accordingly, debates or discussions between these parties, these members are carried forward. And during these meetings, debates, discussions, the speaker and deputy speaker, they have to be unbiased. They have to be totally, impartial. They do not have to support any specific member or any specific party. Lok Sabha members have some rights and privileges as the representatives of the people. These are taken care of by the speaker. Apart from this, the speaker has to maintain the decorum and dignity of the house as well as interpret the rules of daily functioning of the house and work accordingly. These are general functions of the speaker. He has to maintain discipline, decorum, see that functions of the house are performed through legal means, rules and regulations of the house are maintained, there is proper discipline, and every aspect of the house is done accordingly. This is where speaker plays a very important role. Before that, understand it. Both houses, the Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha, have some set of rights, but there are certain rights that are enjoyed by Lok Sabha and are not available to Rajya Sabha. For example, bills related to taxes are related to finance. Bills related to finance are considered as money bills, and such bills are introduced and passed in the Lok Sabha. Rajya Sabha has limited powers with respect to money bill. That is, anything related to finances, Rajya Sabha has limited power. Meanwhile, the Rajya Sabha has certain rights which are not available to Lok Sabha. For example, if Rajya Sabha feels that as a matter of national interest, the parliament should make a law on subject in the state list, it can pose a resolution to that effect. This is, some privileges which both houses have, and accordingly they perform their duty. We'll go back to the chairman. Of Rajya Sabha. The chairman exercises a control over functions of Rajya Sabha. The vice president is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha, vice president of India. He is the ex officio chairman of Rajya Sabha. The functions of Rajya Sabha chairman also include maintaining the discipline in the house, facilitating discussions, giving members a chance to speak. He has to maintain discipline, decorum of the house, and he has to see that all the members are getting equal opportunity to speak on different issues or the portfolio which they are in charge of. How does the parliament make laws? In our country, the parliament is empowered to make laws. To formulate them, a certain system has been adopted. This system is known as the law-making process. A rough draft of the law is prepared initially. Draft means rough writing of the entire rules and regulations are first written. This draft or outline is known as draft proposal of the law or bill of law. There are two types of bills that are primarily introduced in the House of Parliament. One is money bill and the other one is ordinary bill. In order to be converted into an act, law, the bill undergoes following process. First reading. The minister of the concerned department, ministry or member of the parliament presents the bill and briefly explains its structure while presenting it. This is called as first reading. That is, first reading. The minister, suppose, a bill is drafted and is supposed to be passed in parliament, and that bill is related to education department. Then, an initial writing of the bill will be made. Then it will be discussed in the house, and accordingly, amendments or changes are brought and decisions are taken. This is called as first reading. Second reading. There are two stages of second reading. In the first stage, the objectives of the proposed bill are discussed and members in the house express their opinion on it. In the first meeting, objective, what is aim and objective of that bill? It is thoroughly discussed by the members in the office, in the house, and each member express their opinions, that is, either in favor or against it, but all these discussions in a systematic way is carried in the House of Parliament. The supporters of the bill give favorable opinions, while the opponent discuss the defects and faults in the bill. After the discussion within the House as per the requirement, the bill is sent to a committee of the House. There is another committee which is in charge of this type of matters relating to amendment of constitution. The bill is sent to that committee. The committee report, consisting of instructions and recommendations, is sent to the house in order to make the bill flawless. The committee go through the bill, read it carefully. If there is any change to be brought about, they will recommend that change, and with that recommendation, with that change, the bill is again sent to the house with all the defects and flaws removed. Now the second phase of second reading begins. In this phase, the bill is discussed clause by clause. This clause is nothing but one article after another article. Members can suggest changes after this. Voting is taken in the House. Once this bill is discussed, changes are brought, then members will vote for this bill. That is both opposition and ruling party. All elected members of parliament, they will vote. Some may vote in favor and some may vote against it. Third reading. The bill is discussed briefly again during third reading. Voting is taken for approving the bill. If the bill gets an assent by the acquired majority, then the bill is considered as passed by the House. Acquired majority means when majority of the members are in favor of the bill is considered as passed by the House. The bill undergoes the same procedure even in the other house, that is both the houses of parliament, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. After getting an approval by both the houses, the bill is further sent for assent by the President. After both the houses approve the bill, same bill will be sent to President for his approval, for his signature. Then only amendment to the constitution can be brought. If there occurs a difference of opinion between Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha over a specific bill, if there is a difference of opinion in both the houses of parliament, Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha, the future of this bill is decided in a joint meeting of both the houses. And in that case, joint meeting of both the houses, that is Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, is held. The bill will be discussed again, all over again, and then only a decision will be taken on that particular bill. After the final assent and signature of the President, the bill is converted into the law and the law is made. Every year in the month of February, the Finance Minister presents the national budget to Lok Sabha. The state legislatures also follow the same procedure of law making as in the parliament. The bill passed by the state legislature can become a law only after it receives the assent or approval of the government. That means you have to understand that any bill pertaining or relation to central government, President's approval or assent is important, and any bill or any amendment to the constitution at state level, the assent or approval of governor is very important. For entire country, President, and for every state there is a governor who is head of that state, who is a not legal authority but a very important person who will approve these bills, and affairs of the state are under him, governor and president. Completed the chapter. Please go through the chapter. Any doubt, let me know. Thank you. Take care.